Yo. We good here? Mic is coming through. Let's make sure.
The bus
Mitch is coming
boycotts
through. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're back in this, boys. Let's go. Just gonna get my little stream info up here. Oh, what the hell? Get the house music going. House music going. We are up and live. Pretty cool. I just started doing a lot of started watching a bunch of like desk editing setup. This whole thing, we're gonna go over here. How do I do this? I'm trying to remember. Share the chat. Oh. Share. Copy link. Link. Paste. Get that posted up. Try not to get sucked into the Instagram void. That's the fucking secret. Oh my god, dude, no way. I just took 2 scrolls down and found out that David Lynch just passed away. Oh man. I mean, he was probably pretty old. 1946. 75 plus 4. I mean, I guess that's not that old. 79. 78, I guess, yeah. Man, that is rough. That is tough to hear, boys. But we're gonna keep pressing on. Man, the homie Noah turned me onto this editing stuff. editing music, editing mix. I mean, that's not what it's called, but it's what he said he uses for just work focus, just this house mix on YouTube. Fucking killer, I must say.
Community with food security.
So what we're working on today is this video for Martin Luther King Day. Got pretty much everything in there. I need to plug a few more holes, like right here and right here. Get a little ending right here, but I like everything's generally in place. So we're just gonna play it back and see what's kind of missing, but this is the video that we're gonna play for Martin Luther King Day. Might have to bring down
in the
volume a little bit on this house mix.
The black community stood united, fighting for justice, dignity, and equality. The bus boycotts became a symbol of economic resistance and the rights.
It's tough because I minimized. Oh, it's this one right here. It's just getting a little bit too much overlap. It's always hard listening to music while editing because you gotta be listening to the music, like you gotta be listening to the edit while you're working, to the sound design, to the voice and everything, and it's really tough because you want to be able to have kind of music, something cool and either motivational or relaxing or focus orienting in the background, but it's tough. It's not like any other type of work where you can kind of just have music or something playing. You always have to, you gotta have that essentially.
Push for civil rights.
All right, so first thing I'm seeing.
Economic resistance and the push.
So this needs to have a zoom on it.
Push for civil rights.
So come in here, change that, make it a little bit slower.
And the push for civil rights. Today, members of our community continue to build, create.
Okay, I don't like the color grade on that. So right now I'm just doing like quick adjustments. Bring this a little bit more into the blue set of things. Also bring up my overall exposure. That's a little too magenta. I'm really trying to center this. That looks good right there. Get rid of that. Just bring everything up here. There's no reason to try really hard with the shadows. I mean, I could grab this and bring it down, which adds a little bit of depth. And I'm actually gonna take this grade now. Command C, Command V. Even though this one doesn't look as bad, I just want them to have some level of consistency, you know. So this cut to this cut,
build, create,
look very
and lead, standing on the shoulders of those who came before us. Their efforts have paved the way for new generations to thrive and grow.
I love that. So I think that really works. Grab this grade here, which isn't popping up. Let's try this one, slap it onto this because these were in the same location. I might go in and tweak that. I might go also tweak this. This is a little bit warm. This is a different location, obviously. I might actually change this entire shot completely, but I generally like the look of this.
You gotta put your heart, your passion, your love into what we do.
And I need to put a caption there, and I think I'm gonna manually type it in.
Grow.
Life is too short. You gotta put your heart, your passion, your love into what we do.
I'm here to serve my black community with food security and food sovereignty.
I'm trying to figure out like the optimal place. I was saying earlier, like I was watching some just desk setup videos, like optimal desk setup, workstation videos and stuff, like just to see what other people have and get inspiration, that kind of thing. And you know, feel it out. And I have to say, honestly, like I feel really good with what I do have. Like I feel like it works. It's functional. It's very minimal. I feel like it's different in a lot of ways. I think there's a couple things I would want to improve. Maybe I'll make a video about this kind of desk setup once I get into my new space. I'm going to be moving to a different location here pretty soon. Same building, just different unit kind of thing. So it will start to look a little bit different in here, but I really enjoy doing this live streaming thing. I really want to continue with it. I want the setup to look good. Like I really appreciate a nice looking setup, a nice clean background. I'm going to change this all around so it doesn't look like this. I want, a different camera angle potentially. And overall, just like I want the feel to be different. This space, it's been hard because like I've always known this isn't like a permanent spot for me. I'm kind of in here. The owners of the building are kind of working with me, sort of situation where I'm not really here. Like this isn't like a permanent spot. It's like until we kind of find somebody, feel free to use the space. So I've been super fortunate in that way. There's a ton of space back here to be able to do, what do you call it? Video shoots, interviews, like tabletop shoots. I've done product shoots there. A lot of different stuff in that space. Podcasts, like it's big. There's a couple other desks so people can come and work, kind of thing. I've done portraits even with lighting setups, so headshots for people. So it's been great. It's treated me really well. But this newer space is going to be smaller, but it'll have enough room for the essentials, which is, the main thing is just a space for me to sit here and work on a monitor or something, like an actual just desk workspace. And then, of course, like a couple of shelves and racks for my video gear, video equipment, that kind of thing. And outside of that, like, it's kind of, everything else is kind of just a bonus. Just having a space to, do interviews is not necessarily the biggest thing to me. All right. So getting into this edit,
60s, the black community stood united, fighting for justice, dignity, and equality. The bus boycotts became a symbol of economic resistance and the push for civil rights. Today, members of our community continue to build, create, and lead, standing on the shoulders of those who came before us. Their efforts have paved the way for new generations to thrive and grow.
I just happened to find 2 shots of kids.
I'm here to serve my black community with food security and food sovereignty.
Okay, so next step, I like all of that. I'm pretty comfortable with everything kind of as it is. I might slide this over just a skosh here.
I'm here to serve my black community with food security and food sovereignty. I'm here to serve my black community.
I'm honestly not crazy about that shot. I like him walking out, but I'll probably replace it with something like this.
Serve my black community with food security.
Oh, I can make it longer. I love that.
Serve my black community with food security and food sovereignty.
Can I switch it to here?
Serve my black community with food security and food sovereignty.
So this is one of those where I only had I just did a one camera setup, and I liked how it came out, but it's one of those things that's where it makes it tough, where I can't cut to a different angle. Like say if I wanted to make this shorter,
security and food sovereignty.
I could like punch in on this clip, for example, like do one of those just punch in things. I see Wired, like the YouTube channel, do that kind of thing. With their like, videos where they bring in an expert, they just do one camera and they just do a lot of punch in, punch out sort of things. Gotta stay hydrated here. Gotta stay hydrated out here. All right.
Food sovereignty.
So before I continue with that, I want to get a sense of what should go in this kind of blank space.
Your passion, your love into what we do.
I'm here to serve my Black community with food security and food sovereignty.
So just trying to get a feel of what this is about. So, you know, like the general theme, the general emotion connection between thoughts and ideas across this edit is like right here is, you know, because of what they did in the past,
Their
that
efforts
allows
have
us to
paved the way for new generations to thrive and grow.
new generations to thrive and grow. And with, you know, the two shots of the kids
and
smiling here in slow motion, like I think that makes it, that's a nice symbolic thing, but ultimately this isn't really about kids or the youth, like this particular video. So that's why I kind of do this fade to black and then
Life is too short. You do not put your heart, your passion, your love. Do not put your heart, your passion, your love into what we do.
I'm here to serve my Black community with food security and food sovereignty.
so maybe originally I wanted those to be cut together, but maybe I'll space this out and I'll put like a little applause or something, like a little just applause kind of soundtrack in there, or something. That's kind of what I'm thinking, because I'm sure I have that in here. So come out of effects, come back to this guy whose name is actually Carl Thomas. Edwin calling me. Yo, what's good, brother?
Yeah, nothing much, my man. What are you up to?
Just fucking the daily grind. Finishing a video at the studio right now.
Nice.
Chipping away.
Fun stuff, man.
Yeah, man. What?
Calling about the jam today. Just tried to call Guzman, but he didn't answer.
Oh, word.
Yeah, we played, so yeah, just calling to see what's up with you.
Oh, yeah. What time are you heading down there?
I'm on my way from Riley's right now.
Oh, word. All right. Let me. I might be able to make it down. I'm kind of just at a point I got to finish this like today or tomorrow. I just want to make some progress on it, but I will definitely try to make it down, even if it's just for like 30 minutes or something. You're just doing it at the Commons or whatever, or
Yeah, Commons. It looks like Jonah could be there today too.
oh, word.
Yeah, Cody could be showing up. Riley didn't come with me, but he's gonna show up a little later.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Dope, dude. Yeah, man. I definitely appreciate the reach out. Yeah, dude. I'll let you know when I'm headed down.
Sounds good. Will do, man.
All right, man. And if I hear from Alex, I'll try to rope him in too, unless he calls you back. But
Yeah, do that.
he might be I was supposed to go over there yesterday to help him build a bed. He's trying to, I think, get a lot of stuff finished for like the baby's room kind of thing. But I'm not sure. That was yesterday.
It's a good day to jam.
Yeah, dude, it's actually yesterday too was hella nice out.
Oh, yeah.
So sweet, dude. Yeah, man, I'll definitely let you know.
Sounds good, man. Well, I'll see ya.
All right, man. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Peace. Kendama gang, dude. When is the homie, dude? It's definitely nice, like, it's definitely nice having him, like, just somebody that's all about kendama. I mean, not just all about it, but he is like a professional player. Just somebody to kind of hold me accountable and continue to inspire. And he's local, you know, which is really cool. Fuck him. Checking the noties. All right.
And grow.
Life is too short. You do not put your heart, your passion, your love into what you do. Too short. You do not put your heart.
All right, actually, let me just do this right now. Grab a title here. I don't want to do a typical, like, generate captions for this whole thing, because honestly, like, I've done that for a couple different projects now, and it's been, it is, I don't know, they're pretty accurate. Like, I don't have to, it's not that I find myself changing spelling, except for with, like, unique words or whatever, but it's just, like, the way it puts text on the screen, like, the way it breaks up sentences is so janky sometimes. Like, I have to go back and, like, take a word off the end of the last one and put it at the beginning of the next one, and there's just, like, some shifting around I have to do, which is not a fun time. Life is too short. So this is going to be the first one.
Life is too short. Life is too short. You do not put your heart, your passion, your love. Life is too
And now that I think about it too, I might. So this is where I kind of decide, like, how I want this to feel. If it's too short. That's the one I've just used recently. I used these for some other edits. This is kind of an easy one. Arial is always good. Let's try Arial Black. I might change this to a text plus layer because
life is too short. You do not put your heart. Life is too Life is too short. Life is too short. You do not put your
if I use the text plus layer, I can do, it has a built-in, like, setting down here where you can have the text come onto the screen one word at a time, and you can keyframe it. And part of me wants to do that just so I can kind of animate it, and I'm trying to decide if animating it or just having it stagnant on screen is a better option.
Life is too short. You do not put your heart. Life is too short. You
And then I'm like, okay, do I want to just do this for the whole video?
Members of our community continue to build, create, and lead, standing on the shoulders of those who came before us. Their efforts have paved the way for new generations to thrive and grow.
Life is too short. You do not put your heart, your passion, your love into what you do.
I'm here to serve my Black community with food security and food sovereignty.
The bus boycott.
To serve my Black community with food security and food sovereignty.
The bus boycotts not only lead to a historic change, but the seats them. The bus boycotts not only lead to a
So this is the other thing, like this transition from our community members to thrive and grow. Like originally I was just gonna have video shots here, but I like having like a powerful statement from some of these community members. Like
serve my Black community with food security and food sovereignty. To serve my Black community with food security and food sovereignty.
so that's something I'm gonna have to fix. But then it just feels like a weird.
The bus boycotts not only lead to a historic change, but the seats themselves serve as a tribute to those who fought for the freedoms that we enjoy today. These seats symbolize the collective journey of resistance, perseverance, and progress.
75% of the bus riders are Black. A total boycott is an economic threat that cannot be ignored.
As we move forward,
All right, so I gotta I gotta watch this whole thing kind of as a whole and just see like if the messaging is getting lost or if it feels cohesive.
in the 1950s and 60s, the Black community stood united, fighting for justice, dignity, and equality. The bus boycotts became a symbol of economic resistance and the push for civil rights. Today, members of our community continue to build, create, and lead, standing on the shoulders of those who came before us. Their efforts have paved the way for new generations to thrive and grow.
Life is too short. You do not put your heart, your passion, your love into what you do.
I'm here to serve my Black community with food security and food sovereignty.
The bus boycotts not only lead to a historic change, but the seats that The bus boycotts not only lead to a historic change,
And I'm also thinking now that I'm like getting a feel for this,
progress.
I'm wondering if I should try to move this all to right here because that's where like there's another swell in the music.
The bus boycotts not only lead to a historic change, but the seats themselves serve as a tribute to those who fought for the freedoms that but the seats themselves.
So I need to like kind of more of a montage. I want to show all the kids working on these seats.
But the seats themselves serve as a tribute to those who fought for the freedoms that we enjoy today. These seats symbolize the collective journey of resistance, perseverance, and progress.
75% of the bus riders are Black. A total boycott is an economic threat.
Oops.
Black. A total boycott is an economic threat that cannot be ignored.
As we move forward,
I like this, but now it's not really working there, so I gotta kind of juggle just a few concepts, which is like show the past and the successes, the strength and power of the original bus boycotts, show how that's impacting community today, and then tie that into why we decided to have kids paint these bus seats and make that like a symbol of this whole thing.
Selves serve as a tribute to those who fought for.
So let me find another shot of the bus seats here real quick. Might be a nice little like I like that. I don't know why it didn't just.
There you go.
Something quick like that.
Or change, but the seats themselves serve as a tribute to those who fought for the freedoms that we enjoy. For change, but the seats. Lead to a historic change, but the seats themselves.
Right here, I might need a little crossfade. Cross dissolve.
Historic change, but the seats themselves serve as a tribute to those who themselves serve as a tribute to
Move this. I don't want a wide shot. I want to cut from this.
change, but the seats themselves serve as a tribute. Themselves serve as
Right about there. Cut to a close up. Honestly, maybe
fought for the freedoms that we enjoy today.
that one. You can always change it with a different one, but I kind of like that. And I like this music, or I like the idea of this starting here.
And food sovereignty.
The bus boycotts not only lead to a historic change, but the seats themselves serve as a tribute to those who fought for the freedoms that we enjoy today. These seats symbolize the collective we enjoy today. These seats.
Originally,
These seats symbolize the collective journey of resistance, perseverance. These seats.
okay, I'm not honestly crazy about this shot. I just take it out.
Tribute to those who fought for the freedoms that we enjoy today. Themselves serve as a tribute to those who fought for the freedoms that we enjoy. Those who fought for the freedoms that we seats themselves serve as a tribute.
I think these all need to be crossfades because this needs to be like a dreamy sort of reflective sequence right here. Very time-lapsey feeling. This is actually good right here. It's a nice wide shot anyways.
To those who change, but the seats themselves serve as a tribute to those who fought for the freedoms that we enjoy today. Change, but the seats themselves serve as a tribute to those who
That's where it needs to end.
fought for the freedoms that we enjoy today. These seats symbolize the collective journey
Get rid of that one actually.
lead to a historic change, but the seats themselves serve as a tribute to those who fought for the freedom.
Find another shot here. This is a pretty good one. Has some nice depth in it. Could be better. This is working on a mask. We don't really want that as much. This one's kind of good. If it actually said power, that would be. Wow, that seat isn't even there. Unless that's this one. And they just did it upside down. Oh yeah, that is this. It's just, that's unfortunate. They're working on this seat upside down. That's how this got flipped. Okay, well. That's, you know, that'll happen. Okay, well.
Progress.
A total boycott is an
Enjoy today. These seats symbolize
I'm gonna put another crossfade there. Just because this whole sequence until we get to.
These seats symbolize the collective journey of resistance, perseverance, and progress. The collective journey of resistance, perseverance. Seats symbolize the collective journey of resistance, perseverance, and progress.
a total boycott is an economic
Alright, I like that.
Lead to a historic change, but the seats themselves serve as a tribute to those who fought for.
Okay, let's come back into here. Find another close-up shot like we were looking at before. Like that one. This is actually... It's actually really good. I think that's great. Put another little transition in there.
Tribute to those who fought for the freedoms that we enjoy.
Make sure make sure my music is good, or my
The
voice is
historic
good.
Change.
man. Damn. Just getting some updates on the feed. All right, but as we were,
or exchange, but the seats themselves serve as a tribute to those who fought for the freedoms that we enjoy today. These seats tribute to those who fought for the freedom
we make these last a little bit less long.
themselves serve as a tribute to those who fought for the freedoms that we enjoy today.
And then I think this is kind of tough to do, but I can grab one of these, option drag it.
Freedoms that we enjoy today. These seats we enjoy today.
I'm gonna grab this,
These seats
move the voice over there just slightly.
enjoy today.
Get rid of this.
Today. Today. We enjoy today. These seats symbolize the collective journey of resistance, perseverance, and progress.
A total boycott is an economic threat. A total boycott is an economic threat that cannot be ignored.
As we move forward,
Okay, so probably more archival footage right here. So I'm just gonna actually drop something in while I'm thinking of it. Like as I'm watching that, I'm kind of just trying to get a feel for it. Archival footage. So here's where I grabbed that from.
They set up 40 pickup stands around town. They organize thousands and thousands of rides a day.
Just try that for now. Look at that. It's just all with all the cuts already built into it, you know?
as we move forward, we remember the sacrifices of the past.
Be ignored.
As we move forward, we remember the
sacrifices. So that's where we'd have to show, you know, demonstrations, marching, stuff like this, you know, that's just more emotionally charged, I think, a little bit.
A total boycott is an economic threat that cannot be.
And actually, real quick, I think what I'm actually going to do is pivot here to a different editing project, because it's something quick that I need to get done with anyways. And it's gonna be a lot more simple. So let me actually just quit out of this. Just transfer stuff over. Eject some stuff and move some stuff. I don't really need any of this. I'm also going to stand up for a bit here, get on the balance board, and just get a little bit more active. Since I have the standing desk, I might as well be using it. Got to get some circulation going. Oof. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's real nice. Got this little ergonomic balance board thing, which is kind of nice. It's supposed to, be one of those things you just rock around on like that. Just like let your body sort of orbit on and engage your core muscles a little bit. So I'm going to try that. It's, not as good as a treadmill, but it's like 1/20th the price. So we'll take it. All right. I'll disconnect that. Plug in this. Switch hard drives real quick for this other project. And this one should be pretty straightforward. I should be able to bang this out in like an hour, to be honest, if that. Oh, except in this setup, I don't have a thing for Chrome. There we go. I'll have to fix that at some point. All right, so this is an edit I might have shown off before, so we can see how much better these shots look compared to this one. The lighting setup might be different, but I am going to go through and just recolor grade all this. But I did work on this edit before. This is for a client working with out on the East Coast who makes videos for people out there. So he did all the shooting for a lot of this, and I'm just throwing together the editing. And actually first, I'm going to go and watch his notes and see. He wanted some changes on it, so I'm going to see what he said about that. Real quick. So I'm going to see what his notes are on these.
Hey, what's good, Evan? So I just watched the brand vertical video, and I just realized that there's a better way for us to kind of chop up some of the dicey dialogue that Jennifer's given us. And yeah, I just wanted to look really good. So here's my thoughts. I'm going to watch this rip through real quick. I think it's the same intro dialogue as the horizontal video. So right here, obviously you edited it, so you know how she spoke. I think we can splice together a bit of this. So she says, I would say for this, cut this so that she says, a salon is focused on full service, your perms, your colors. I would remove a lot of women in it that isn't necessary. And then cut right into a traditional barbershop. And so after she says masculine haircuts, actually we'll keep that. See, I just think it's a bit dicey. A salon is focused on full service, perms, colors. And then I would cut to a traditional barbershop. So let's just clean the intro up a little bit for vertical and horizontal. I don't want to make her, she's smart. It's just, I don't want to present her in a way that she doesn't know how to talk. I know we're kind of cutting together some dicey dialogue. So let me know if you understand that. I know I'm just spewing off a screen recording. Hopefully it works for you. Let's see. So I like that. I think what's missing with the vertical video, and it's probably my fault for not reiterating it, and maybe even the horizontal, is starting off with a good hook. I think the horizontal video is, I was gonna say fine because it's gonna live on the website. I'm just trying to think, you know, we want to hook people in. So for the hook for this video, I think I have a good idea. Let's keep watching.
All haircuts include a haircut, a haircut, a style with a shampoo, a hot towel over the face, a hot shave on the neck. We have an exact location in Durham, and it's called Blossom Parish. It's a more relaxing location. In this location are written out our spaces for rooms in the park, where you and your groomsmen can get together, get hair service, get shit.
By the way, I do want to add, I forgot, I think you have access to different video assets. Let's do a copyright-free track on this. Something classy, either jazz, hip-hop, lo-fi, but nothing too corny. Because I don't want to give my clients instructions to add music to reels and then they mess it up and then it just, you know, shit show. So let's, if you don't mind, let's do that. Okay, so for the hook, I think there's something good here. So I think that might be a good hook. We don't do 20-minute haircuts. Because if we were to start with saying, like, hey, our stylists care about their clients, well, yeah, you'd expect every barbershop to do that.
We focus on making sure the clients are welcome and feeling good about themselves. What we offer at Rock is not just a haircut, it is a service.
Okay, so yeah, if you don't mind, Evan, let's do this. So let's start the video saying we do not do 20-minute haircuts. We focus on making sure clients feel welcome and they feel good about themselves. Then we'll cut into saying, hey, my name is Jennifer. This is my role. A salon is focused on full service. Your firm's your colors. A barbershop's focused on just haircuts. So the concept of this is a salon/barbershop where everyone feels comfortable. And so as you splice together the two different sentences about salons and barbershops, if you could kind of make that go by a little bit quicker, like less gaps between the words, but not so it's jarring. You know what I mean? Just speed that up if you can. Cut some frames out between the words and sentences. I think what's really cool about them is that they do offer a beer. So if you were to move the hook about the 20-minute haircuts, and obviously you have the gap. So after she says, few people, they care about their work, they care about their clients, then we don't showcase the 20-minute haircut line again. So after care about the clients, you would have what we offer is not just a haircut, includes a beer, haircut, style, shampoo, hot towel on the neck. We also have a second location. Yeah. So those are my notes on that. I know it's a little bit wonky, but it's just the best way for me to get it out instead of trying to type it all up and take an hour to do it. So if there's anything missing, let me know. Also too, it's just sometimes, I don't know, it still feels a little bit crowded for some reason. I guess I just have to shoot so much more wider with these vertical videos. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. But we can keep the composition as it is. So music and dialogue changes, please, and different hook for that. Let me quickly open up the FAQ. Great, looks awesome.
They care about their work. They care about the client. They care about the service. We do not do 20-minute haircuts. We focus on making sure the clients are welcome and feeling good about themselves. The way to book a haircut appointment at Ross, clients
Just
are welcome
rewatch the
and
caption real
feeling
quick.
good about
Sorry, I'm like watching it with you. I should have watched it before I did this.
the way to book a haircut appointment at Ross, you either call to the salon or you can go to our website. You can choose a time, a date, and a time. Here on Ross Parish, we book into rooms party. Where we offer shaves, haircuts, just our
Let's
website,
see.
hit Ross Parish, and you hit booking events. Once you hit the booking events, you fill out the information, and one of our wonderful reception will get back at you. We do offer refunds up to 6 days before your event. We do have a patio in the back that is recently remote, but you can sit back there and enjoy doing some work with the salon for recommendation. Hi, I'm Jennifer.
Gotcha.
What makes Ross different? I'm going to roll with some commonly asked
Let's do this. Let's splice these up into segments if you wouldn't mind. So she does the intro and then goes into commonly asked questions. So let's cut here. And then we'll start each following clip with the question with the black screen. So it'll be black, text comes up with the question, and then you cut before the next black screen and text question. So just making it easy, because I'm envisioning that once it's posted as a client, you go to story highlights, you click on it, you get like a 10-second, like, hey, I'm Jennifer, here's commonly asked questions. And every time you tap, it's a new question. Because if we were to just upload this 1-minute video as a story into a highlight, then when you tap, it might go to like the middle of the question for the next slide on the story. So let me know if that makes sense. And I'm just gonna double check these horizontal videos. I think the hook is the same. Yeah, so if you don't mind swapping the same hook out, but starting with the 20-minute, not doing 20-minute haircuts with this. And then fixing the salon and barbershop lines. And then, I don't think I got the process video from you yet. All good, no big rush. So these are my requests. My guy, thank you. I'm going to initiate payment right away. I think we're going to go with QuickBooks. Just give me a timeline on these changes in the process video. Thank you, sir.
Okay, cool. So pretty straightforward on the notes, which is good. Not a lot there. So what I'm going to end up doing here, I'm actually just going to go into the, no, not full interview, the brand video. The FAQ video didn't have any notes. I'm just going to end up chopping it into multiple segments real quick. You know, that'll be just a different type of workflow. But the one thing he did say is he just wanted this to have more of a hook to it, which makes sense. So I'm going to copy all that. I'm actually going to Shift Command X so that everything moves over. And then right here, I'm going to go Shift Command V. Okay, then I'm gonna hit Option Y. I'm gonna slide all this over to start right after that music. I'm gonna select this. I'm gonna cut out that gap a little bit. Just there we go. Shifts everything over with it. So I think he said take out this cosmetology part and just say a salon is focused on, which makes sense because it is a little wonky there. All right, so a salon is is there. Get rid of that. Same thing, we're gonna take that. Get rid of a lot of women in it. Shift everything over. Okay, so now move that over, try that. I do want to tweak this a bit. Extend that out a little bit. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna re-export that. I think that's a lot better. And that's, more importantly, that's exactly what he was saying. I don't think there were any other notes. He was mostly looking at this vertical version, which you know, is going to look a little bit different. So we got to make sure we're getting that locked in. Oh man. Oh, so now decision is where do we go from here? I think that was the only thing you said. Wondering if I should make this like a little bit transparent. Is that a thing? Wow, it actually isn't. That's interesting. Usually right here in the video settings, you know, for anything else, there'd be an opacity or a composite thing, which lets you decide the opacity of a clip. But for the caption track, there isn't. And even if I click on like a specific one, go to track, yeah, there's nothing for opacity. That's interesting. Oh wait, here it is. Look at that. I'm a liar. And I also want to see, I don't really want extra bold. I feel like he didn't really give a note on this, but I just feel like the extra bold is just a little bit too much. I do like the typeface, like I like the actual font, but medium. Let's try that instead. Fill as many of these gaps as extend this. This is just like kind of polishing. Alright, so I'm gonna actually bring the opacity back up a little more. It's a little tough to read. And to be honest too, I kind of want to move these captions down. Yeah, where is the title? Let's put that on there too, just for funsies. And then let's come into here, bring this all the, oops, didn't want to do that. Bring this down. This is one of those things like I hesitate with because he didn't specifically ask for this change, or these changes, but I just think it'll make it better and more accurate. You know, you typically want to just change as few things as possible. And you know, if he says something, I can always change it back, but I'll usually leave a note like, hey, I made those changes you requested. I also took the liberty of changing another couple things that I thought made it just come off a little bit better. And automatically, I mean, I can already tell looking at this, like, I just like having the text down here, it just not at an awkward place on the screen. I made sure it's, you know, in the safety parameters. In fact, I should probably actually bring it right down to the line. I think that's standard. I don't remember if it's supposed to be like nothing is below the line. It's probably nothing is below the line. Like, have the undercase parts of the words like touching that line. I think that's the safe thing to do. And then maybe, you know, just change the size. I like something like that. And I'm putting this on here because, like, it'll help me know how to frame the 9x16, although for this it doesn't really do me a ton of good because I'm gonna have to do that edit separately anyways. So you know what, I'm actually gonna just turn it off. Hot towel with a face. Face. The hot towel with the face. Towel for the face. Right there. Okay, so I think that's good for this re-export. Yeah, I think we're good on this. So I'm gonna just come back here, just hit O for out, and I think that's good. Yeah. Come here to deliver, and I'm just gonna queue that up real quick. Brand video, horizontal. Change that to V3. Just keep everything nice and up to date. 16th, I believe. Save. Make sure to subtitle. These are burned in. All this looks good. MP4, H.264, single clip. In out range. Always make sure that's there. Add to queue, baby. And then we can go back to edit. Social media edits, same thing. I'm just gonna deselect all that, shift this around, and I'm actually gonna I had this disabled, and that's the reason I'll keep this here instead of just deleting it, because you never know if I'm gonna want to use it again. And sure enough, we are gonna use the music for this. for these edits. I don't know about for this particular one, but we are going to use this. So I got to enable the ducker on that. I usually crank all these up about a third to halfway. Recovery I'll leave there, and I want it to read from 3 and bring up the level a bit. Oh, whoops. Actually, I don't want this here at all. I mean, all those settings were good, but I need to do this here because this is where I'm going to swap things around. So, I'm going to zoom in on this, get rid of this cosmetology. I'm going to start right where it says focused. Oops, I don't know what I just did. Just going to put a cut here. I want to make sure I'm not cutting everything, just like the back end of stuff here. So I'm gonna ripple delete this. It might mess things up a little bit, but that's fine for now. So now I can get rid of this. So audio wise, it sounded good. And then he mentioned getting rid of that line as well. So first I'm gonna get rid of it from here. Let's see, we gotta that front. So I'm gonna, same thing, ripple delete this. It's gonna move everything over. And this is already says the right thing, which is nice. Do that. Make sure real quick I have this enabled. Okay, so I do have an equalizer on there, which is good. Okay, this is the last part here. Alright, so this is where I'm going to grab all of this. Except for this. And I'm going to just shift Command X to cut all that away and collapse it. And then come in here and shift Command V. So that it starts just right on top of the old music track. Somewhere I lost. about the clients. See, this is what I mean with like the auto captions. Like it does auto generate them, but it puts them in such weird like groupings. About the service. See if that all fits. That's come on now. Okay, so this is already a lot better. What I need to do here is collapse this all a bit. We do. Okay. Command X that. See, it's just like it's regrouping the words to make it make more sense. And honestly, having the period here is not like, that's the thing I'll give credit to places like CapCut for. Like they seem to have that formula down of like how to group words together properly, and how to know, like especially for these vertical videos, like not to group the words together all weird. So I'm gonna hit Command B there. I'm gonna again shrink down this time here. I'm just gonna ripple, delete, or ripple, yeah. Alright, and then I'm gonna come in here, Option Y, and I'm gonna move all this over. Oops. About themselves. And I might get rid of this clip here. See, comfortable, period, hour, like. Okay, I'm just gonna watch this video again and make sure I'm not missing anything.
Splice together a bit of this. So she says, I would say for this, cut this so that she says, a salon is focused on full service, your perms, your colors. I would remove a lot of women in it, that isn't necessary.
Did that.
And then cut right into a traditional barbershop.
I gotta pause the house music real quick. It's just.
So after she says masculine haircuts. Actually, we'll keep that. See, I just think it's a bit dicey. A salon is focused on full service, perms, colors. and then I would cut to a traditional barbershop. So let's just clean the intro up a little bit for vertical and horizontal. I don't want to make her, she's smart. It's just I don't want to present her in a way that she doesn't know how to talk. I know we're kind of cutting together some dicey dialogue. So let me know if you understand that. I know I'm just spewing off a screen recording. Hopefully it works for you. Let's see.
That everybody will feel comfortable. Our stylists care about their work. They care about the clients. They care about the service. We do not do 20-minute haircuts. We focus on making sure the clients are welcome and feeling good about themselves.
So I like that. I think what's missing with the vertical video, and it's probably my fault for not reiterating it, and maybe even the horizontal, is starting off with a good hook. I think the horizontal video is, I was going to say fine because it's going to live on the website. I'm just trying to think, we want to hook people in. So for the hook for this video, I think I have a good idea. Let's keep watching.
Is not just a haircut. It is a service. All our haircuts include a complimentary beard, a haircut, a
I
style,
need to go refill the water here in a minute.
a hot shave on the neck. We have a second location in Durham, and it's called Roxham Parish. It's a more relaxing location. In this location are written out our spaces for rooms and parties, where you and your groomsmen can get together, get hair service, get shit.
By the way, I do want to add, I forgot, I think you have access to different video assets. Let's do a copyright-free track on this, something classy, either jazz, hip-hop, lo-fi, but nothing too corny, because I don't want to give my clients instructions to add music to reels and then they mess it up and then it's just, shit show. So if you don't mind, let's do that.
Enjoy some food, cocktails, coffee, enjoy some time together before you leave. We want to make a place, an atmosphere where everybody will feel comfortable, where everybody feel welcome. You need to call to the salon.
Okay, so for the hook, I think there's something good here.
Okay, yeah, so I think his only note was just swapping the hook.
So I think that might be a good hook. We don't do 20-minute haircuts, because if we
is not just a haircut, it is a service.
clients feel welcome and they feel good about the different sentences about salons and barbershops. If you could kind of make that go by a little bit quicker, like less gaps between the words, but not so it's jarring, if you know what I mean? Just speed that up if you can, cut some frames out between the words and sentences. I think what's really cool about them is that they do offer a beer. So if you were to move the hook about the 20-minute haircuts, and obviously you have the gap. So after she says few people, they care about the work, they care about their clients, then we don't showcase the 20-minute haircut line again. So after care about the clients, you would have what we offer is not just a haircut, includes a beer, haircut, style, shampoo, hot towel on the neck. We also have a second location. Yeah. So those are my notes on that. I know it's a little bit wonky, but it's just the best way for me to get it out instead of trying to type it all up and take an hour to do it. So if there's anything missing, let me know. Also too, it's just sometimes, I don't know, it still feels a little bit crowded for some reason. I guess I just have to shoot so much more wider with these vertical videos. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just overthinking it.
Okay, so he's saying it's also shooting, or it's coming off a bit wide, or it's feeling a bit crowded, which I think I could kind of do this where it's like a vertical video or a horizontal video inside of a vertical, kind of like where you do something like this and just have like different videos on the top and bottom, and meanwhile it's playing vertically. But the trouble is I don't really have, I could maybe do some kind of loop or something where like everything is maybe let me try this. Let me try just grabbing everything and zooming it to look like that first. So now if I play this back, and then I can grab, so I'm going to take all the video tracks, which luckily aren't linked to anything it looks like, and just to make sure I don't accidentally shift anything, I'm going to zoom in on this and make sure my cursor's aligned with the edge of something so that it's like stays fixed. I'm going to drag this up 2 because I want to leave 2 layers down here, one for something to go on the bottom and one for something to potentially go on the top. I've done this before and it can work, and it's really one of those things where it's sometimes there's no wrong answers. But actually, before I do that, I'm going to just re-put all this stuff zoomed out and export a version like this, or queue a version to be exported like this. So again, with like no changes, I swapped the order of those things and took out the sentences he didn't want. Okay, so this is good. So I'm gonna export a version like this. Just get my I and O's set here. I don't want black screen and a time out. Come over here, just do the same thing, except I'm going to change, of course, the name of it to be brand video vertical, and then I'm going to change the version so we stay on the same page to 2, change this to 116 to reflect the date. Hit save so the name is correct, export location, all this is good. Set to use vertical, and captions or subtitles, I mean, are burned into the video. So I'm going to add that to render queue as it is. So now I have this and the old or the new horizontal version. And then what I'm going to do is come in here and since I have these layers set, I'm going to actually grab that shot that I used here, I believe, at the end. Yeah, this one. And there was another shot that I tried to use somewhere else too. It was like a cool shot in the mirror. I could even use something like that, just something that kind of shows off the location. But the mirror shot was really good. I'm trying to think of where I used it. Maybe it was here. Yeah, okay, this one. So for a little bit of brand consistency, what I might do is Command C, bring it over to the, I'm going to Option X so I don't accidentally paste something in a weird spot. Grab that as well as this. And I'm going to put one on the bottom and one on the top. And what I'm going to do is loop these. And the way to loop them, I mean, really the only way to loop them is to just have them play out and then just have them reverse and then have them play out, which can look kind of weird. I think for this particular video, it might be kind of cool because it'll be like the thing coming out and then the thing going back in. But I want to stretch it out to make it loop as long as possible. So it looks like he kind of moved the camera right there. So I don't want it to, and that's where the video starts. So I'm just going to loop this exact thing. So start with this guy, bring it in here, and then I'm going to duplicate it by just holding Option, bringing it over. And then right click, change clip speed, and all I'm going to do is just hit reverse. So I could have also just typed in negative 100% and it would have done the same thing, but actually I don't want to do that yet. I'm an idiot. What I want to do first is delete that. So always get a clip to its final look before you duplicate it. Like do all your changes to a clip first. First, I'm going to bring all these back to this setup I really want to try. Now I come to this clip, which as you can see right now is taking up the entire background, and I could do that. You can kind of see what I'm going for. I just want another clip to fill up these spaces here. But instead what I'm going to do is just bring the zoom down on this and then drag it down. And because like 3 clips stacked don't usually do the trick, I like how the opacity, I have it brought down a little bit so it's not like distracting from this. It's, you know, it's slow motion. So let's just see how this looks. So I'm going to send him these 2 versions, one that has this stuff like this, and you can probably guess what I'm going to do with this clip is put it down here and just have it sit up here on the top. And honestly, if I was smart, I would probably, and in fact, I think I might use this clip on the top because it's less busy and I think honestly just kind of better looking. You know, in the sense that I don't, oops, I'm going to Command Z because I don't know what I just moved. But I'm going to grab this, move this up here. Because I just think that's a cooler look. And then grab this, and same thing. I'm going to make sure I have this cut right and the timing right. So first thing is zoom it out. So I want to try to add as much time at the beginning and end as I can. So I can't go too much farther because it does look like he kind of shifts the camera back at a certain point. And it's okay if these loop at different times and they have like kind of different pacing. So I'm looking at where he starts the camera move. You know, hopefully it's not too disorienting. But essentially, I'm going to do that and then bring it down. And zoom in a little bit so that it takes up the whole frame. And honestly, what I'll probably do too, grab all this again and zoom it more in, just so it is going to cut off the sides, but it's just going to take up more of the real estate. And these two videos down below, I could even put some kind of like something else over the top of them. I mean, I could bring the opacity down even more, so it's just very subtle compared to what we actually want you to pay attention to, which is the main video. But this is just another way we can just add some depth, and I kind of like this. And I might mess around with and then it's a matter of, okay, where do I put the captions? And what I'm actually going to do too is, well, actually I'm going to come here, hit Option Y. This makes it really easy it just selects everything to the right of your playhead, which makes things really easy. I'm going to move this all over so it starts sooner and covers up her thing there. All right, so now is where I'll do this effect, and this will be really cool when it actually finishes here. So now I can copy, paste this, right click, change clip speed, and just hit reverse and hit change. And now, since I have them back to back, what it should do is just play to the end, and then it'll look like it just rewinds afterwards. And as you can see, it just did it there. It's kind of invisible, which is good. And because it's just swirling, you don't really notice it as much either. And now the easy way to just duplicate this is literally just to do like what cells do and just divide. So I'm just going to hold Option after I selected both of them and just drag that over. Just multiply. And then same thing. So you can see now this is going to just go by exponentially quicker. I don't want to overlap. So you can see how I accidentally almost overlap them like that. That'll throw off the timing of everything. I want to make sure it's butted right up against it, but not accidentally canceling it out. And I could zoom in more on this to make sure it doesn't do it. And if you end up like this, where, you know, grabbing obviously all of them is going to give me too many things. You can just grab a few at a time, but you got to only grab even numbers, because otherwise you'll throw off the effect. So make sure you're always grabbing an even number, whatever you do. And if it gets to the point like this where there's obviously only room for one, just go 2 back instead of grabbing the most previous one, and just do that. So I guess actually the rule, instead of grabbing even numbers, just always grab, well, actually you do have to grab even numbers. You have to grab an even number to make sure you're I don't know. I mean, you get the idea. Like, the rule is make sure you're always staggering which type of clip is which. And I could have made it easy on myself and like recolored this clip potentially. Maybe it'll let me. Yeah, you could recolor the clip before you do all that duplicating, so that you can just know you're always going purple, orange, you know, as you stretch things out. Just make sure you're always alternating. But this is an easy way to do it. Maybe I'll do that for this one, just to make it easy on myself. So I did that. I'm going to hit change clip speed, reverse speed, change. And for this one, I will do that. I'm going to try to keep it close to this so it's not really cumbersome on my eye sockets, my eye holes. I'm the eye hole man. Look at my eye holes. So I'm looking for, it's tough because sometimes things will line up in weird places. Okay. So now I'm trying to decide where I want to put these captions and what size I want to make them to in this setup. So I kind of want to make them a little bit smaller for one, and I want to bring them up. Like something's telling me either put them right on the line or like that. Like something like that feels more right for some reason. And I think I like this. Oh, except now that's not going to work. So that's one thing I have to be mindful of now, right? Dynamic zoom, because it doesn't lock the frame in place when it does it. It zooms the entire image. Usually you don't notice it because the image fills up the screen, and you just decide, like the frame of the actual screen prevents that. But obviously now, so I got to change that on both of these clips. I have to take that off. So it's a good thing I'm watching this, and I need to continue duplicating these here, which one more ought to do it. Option, stretch this over. Right there. And now we can just trim off the end trails here. That should be good. Whoa. What was that? Oh, I moved this over. So that's another thing. I moved some things over so that they would fit. Just reset it there. Oh, see, so I did it there too. Just double click position, and then I'll just reset it. And because the song ends like kind of perfectly right there, part of me wants to think of an end screen to put on this one. But I mean, it is a reel, so. Okay, so good thing I came back and watched this, because so first of all, I got to cover that up. Same thing right here. I slid it over, double click the position. Oh, see right there. It's tough to notice because, like, you know, especially with all the mirrors and shit, I couldn't even see that this was here. Which I guess I could go back and reset the position on everything. I could just select all the purple clips and just double click position, but something's telling me on some of them they might be. I just saw this and I wanted to change it. Get rid of the period because it just feels weird. I thought I fixed this, and I didn't. That one's the one I fixed. Cool. So I'm going to just kind of leave it at that. Hit my out key here. I've spectated this. If there's any other minor changes, we can always do that. And make sure I'm starting where it starts. Got the music in there. We made the changes. I'm going to see what this clip right here is. Oh, this would be a cool little B-roll shot too, potentially. That might even be better than, well, I don't know. Better's a strong word. Okay, I'm liking this though, so I set my in and outs. So I'm gonna now come in here, go to deliver, and the naming is correct, but I'm just gonna do vertical V2 alternate. Keep everything else the same and hit add to render queue. And the cool thing about it is, since I added these things to the render queue, they essentially saved those versions to export. And this is really easy. Like now that I put these two videos on these layers, I could just disable these if I wanted, and just re-export it the correct way, kind of thing. But since I shifted everything around, now I'm gonna have to go back and reshift it. So hopefully these two versions are good. So the last things I need to do based on his video notes are go back and re-export these frequently asked questions videos. So instead of just doing this as one long video, I'm actually going to go through and export this as a series of videos, because they want to upload it. He wants to upload them to the stories as like saved reels or saved story highlights. So we're gonna do it that way. But before I go any further, I'm just going to export these three so I have them. Just going to hit render 3. I can take a little pause here, let that render out. Should only take a minute or so, but I'm going to put the music back on real quick. And move this over here. Can I tile it to the right of the screen? No, I don't want to do that. How did I... What I was trying to do is just collapse the comments. I just didn't want this whole comment thread open. Okay, yeah, I don't know how to get out of that. Typically, you just hit escape when you're in full screen on anything. But I wanted to tile it because I just thought it would make it so much easier. It looks like we are good on the export there. Tile to the left. And here I'm going to do OBS, which is also tiled, which is fine. And then I'm assuming if I need everything else, I just click this. These gestures is what I can't, like, I wonder if you can tile things more, like tile things to the left and right. Or if this tile I could like keep open, for example, or something. I wonder wonder how this works. I don't really know enough about tiling windows. But whatever. So those three just exported. So I'm gonna send those, I think, currently as they are, or maybe I'll just, yeah, let me just do these frequently asked questions because this should be pretty easy. These ones I don't imagine he would want sound for because they'll be so short, like music, and especially if they're just stories, like they're not actual posts. So let me go back to edit page here, option X to clear the in and out. Okay, so first of all, I think Massive lets me add notes to things when I send it, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just, anything that says 116 in it is what I want to send. Oh no. Okay, so it's a good thing I'm checking this. Oh wait, actually. Okay, so I was mistaken. See before, okay, so I'm just, you can't really see it right now, but what I was looking at, I was going and viewing the videos that I just exported to make sure they're good to send. I was about to send them off. What was I gonna say? I was looking at them and noticed that the two vertical videos, they didn't export in two different styles like I had originally thought. Like when I went to hit export on one, I wasn't watching the export. Usually I pay attention when it's exporting too. But it didn't actually do it in two different versions. It just exported them both the same because I'd made all these changes, which kind of makes sense, but I have had it happen before. Like I assume it depends on what changes you're making to dictate whether or not it's going to keep them in the export, or like kind of save them to the to be exported pile. Long story short, what I'm going to have to do is disable these again, go select all this again and just zoom in on it and then re-export this. And it's kind of a bummer because I moved everything over. So but luckily it's just that easy, like everything's already the same. So I'm gonna hit in on that and I'm gonna hit out right here. And then go back to deliver, and instead of calling this V2 alternate, I'm just gonna call it V2, and it's gonna say, wait, caution, caution, you already have something that name. And I'm gonna say, yep, I know I do. That's totally fine. Add to render queue. Yep, I'm gonna hit replace. I'm just gonna render that now since I have it. Just watch it here, make sure everything's pretty good. I have a feeling he's going to want the other one anyways, because he was talking about how he didn't like how crowded it was. So I think he's going to prefer that. So let me just go back to edit here. And actually, what I'm going to do here is okay, yeah, I had massive open, so let me just Okay, now that's correct. This also says 116, so let me just hit open. Send as email. Okay, yeah, so it doesn't let me do a message, which is fine. Tile left. Okay, this kind of sucks because now I have OBS. Open, and I don't know how to like I guess just click on it. Escape. Okay, I guess that's how you do it. Okay, now let's tile this. Tile to the right, and then this to the left. Perfect. And we're gonna just bring that over. That YouTube, go back to the house mix, have that going. In the back. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Okay, so we're back on here. Now I've got OBS just fixed to the screen, which is exactly right. But now DaVinci isn't working, so that's great. It hasn't been working this whole time. Restart capture. Should resolve. Okay.
That everybody will feel.
Wow. That's just how it goes. Okay. All right. Whatever. Option X. We move on.
I'm the head stylist and
okay. Re-enable these two.
education director at Rox Barn Hair.
So first of all, change these.
And education director at.
Spell these right. I think what he said is bar and. I think what he said is just leave in this part where she said, I'm Jennifer. Like make this its own video. Like that's its own video right there. Like this whole first part. Let me go back and make sure that is indeed what he said.
1 minute video as a story into a highlight. Then when you tap, it might go to like the middle of the question for the next slide on the story. So let me know if that makes sense. And I'm just going to double check these horizontal videos. I think the hook is the same. Clip with the question with the black screen, so it'll be black. Text.
Let's see.
And you hit book events. Once you hit the book events, you get all the information. And one of our wonderful reception book event you. We do offer refunds up to 6 days before your event. We do have a patio in the back that is remote, so you can sit back there and enjoy doing some work with this online for recommendation. Hi, I'm Jennifer. I'm
Gotcha.
What makes Rox different? I'm going to go over some commonly asked.
Let's do this. Let's splice these up into segments if you wouldn't mind. So she does the intro and then goes into commonly asked questions. So let's cut here. And then this is, we'll start each following clip with the question with the black screen. So it'll be black, text comes up with the question.
Okay.
And then you cut before the next black screen and text question. So just making it easy, because I'm envisioning that once it's posted as a client, you go to story highlights, you click on it, you get like a 10-second, like, hey, I'm Jennifer, here's commonly asked questions. And every time you tap, it's a new question. Because if we were to just upload this 1 minute video as a story into a highlight.
Okay, cool. That's good.
Go over some commonly asked questions. What?
Perfect. That does make things easier. Man, I can't really take this right now. I gotta stay locked in and finish this. So hit O here. So this will be kind of easy. I just leave everything kind of as it is, and I'm just gonna change my in and out for each of these videos, each of these exports.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. I am the head stylist and education director at Rox Barn Hair Shop.
Oh.
At Rox Barn Hair Shop. And I'm going to Hair Shop. And I'm going to go over some commonly asked questions.
All right, perfect. So this is where like doing that in and out thing will work. So I'll show you what I mean. So I'm gonna go back to the deliver page, hit browse, and I'm gonna call this the FAQ video. So I'm gonna just say Rocks FAQ, actually, to just shorten this, make it easier. I'm just gonna call each one of these a different question. I'm actually gonna get rid of vertical in the title because, I mean, it is nice to have it to be able to search, like just type vertical into your files and just find everything vertical. So maybe it's worth it to keep it as like a keyword. But in the preview, like you can really, at least on Mac, he's not using Mac, he's using Windows, so I don't know if it'll be the same, but usually it's pretty easy to just tell at a glance the difference between vertical and horizontal. But you know what, we'll just keep it in there. Just change the date on this to 1/16. Oops. 1/16/2025. And I'm just gonna hit save. And I just made sure that the in and out range was selected so that it doesn't select this entire timeline, which is not what we want. And these are just gonna go on the story, it sounds like, so this will be really easy. And now I don't even have to go back to the edit page. What I can actually do here is hit I, and the out point is selected before, so it's not going to give me an out point, but I'm going to go to the end of this question. Give out the clients, we do not determine haircuts. We focus on making sure clients are welcome and feel good about themselves. And it's cool because like I can really easily see where the next thing starts. So I'm just going to hit out right here, right before I get to that title. It'll just be a black screen that comes up and that's what ends it. And then I'll just do the same thing for every next question. So now I'm going to rename this part. FAQ makes us different. I think that's a good name. Subtitles are burned into video. That's what we want. And I'm going to add that to the queue. And I don't know why the other one wasn't added to the queue. Maybe I never did it because I'm an idiot. So I'm going to go out right here, go back here and hit in. I could have sworn I hit add to queue. Add to queue. So they won't look different here, but like in the top, it'll show like the timeline and the name of the project. But I can tell down here, makes us different, vertical V1, and then this says Rocks FAQ intro. So that's the way to tell between the different versions and make sure you're getting everything. And now I'm going to come to here where this title kind of starts and where I left off on the last one, hit I, and come to the end of this title, or the beginning of that next title here. And just hit O. So I have that in and out before this next title comes in. And this one is how do I book an appointment? So that's what I'm going to call this. Booking. You know, keep it as short as possible, but also like make it searchable. Like that's kind of the idea. And then I'm going to hit add to render queue again. Booking, so I know that's right and the right portion was selected, and then I'm going to just go to where I left off. I'm actually going to go a frame ahead here so I don't have that title in it, the end of that title.
Here on Roxham Parish,
Oops, I got to change this. So I got to go in. I don't know how this wasn't, I don't know how I didn't change this. Oh, because I regenerated these captions. So I am going to have to make sure these captions are good.
Roxham Parish, you can book your next groomsmen party, where we offer shaves, haircuts. Go to our website, hit Roxham.
Parish has 2 R's. Just want to make sure I spell that right.
Roxham Parish, and you hit booking events. Once you hit the booking events, you fill out the information, and one of our wonderful receptionists will
I want to just make this receptionist, even though she didn't necessarily say it all the way out.
get back at you.
Perfect. Okay, so that one's good now. So I'm gonna hit O right there. I'm not in the correct okay, actually the in and out is selected, it's just not highlighting really, but when I go here, I'm gonna call this groomsman or wedding, or maybe I could have done event, but I think we'll go with wedding. So booking was the last one I did. Burn in video, all the settings are still good. In and out range is still selected, so I'm just gonna hit add to render queue. And I'm just gonna be more mindful to make sure to watch these going forward. So this is a shorter one. It's just gonna go to right here. Offer refunds.
We do offer refunds up to 6 days before your event, minus a 10% service fee. Service fee.
So I don't understand. Okay, that's all right. So this is refunds, and I have the right things selected. And then I'm just going to go forward a couple frames. This bar open to the public. Go to here where it ends really cleanly. Hit O for out, and this is going to be called maybe bar. And I never added vertical to the render queue. See, this is, you got to just make sure you're doing every step. Let me just add this real quick since I have it. So this is refunds. Well, no, refunds is what I called the last one. This is bar. And I'm gonna hit add to render queue because this is, I have the in and out points marked on this and I like it. And so before that is refunds out. And right here I'm gonna hit in.
We do offer refunds up to 6 days.
Okay, call this refunds. Then add to render queue. So now I have refunds bar. Is there a lounge space? It's gonna be the next, so I'll probably call it lounge. Hit I, come right here. It's clean black screen. Hit O, and I'm gonna watch this back. Actually, first I'm just gonna call it lounge.
We do have a patio in the back that was recently remodeled, but you can sit back there and enjoy doing some work with the free Wi-Fi or enjoy your...
Okay, so I'm gonna go in here and kind of fix these captions.
Or enjoy your... beer. We do have a patio in the back that was recently remodeled, but you can sit back. You can sit back there and enjoy doing some work with the free Wi-Fi or enjoy your beer.
Okay, perfect. Back to the deliver page, made those changes. So in and out are selected. This is called lounge. I can look down here and see I don't have lounge in yet. So made those changes, hit add to render queue. And this is doing this, like selecting new in-out ranges. That's what lets you do this. Making changes to the timeline with in and out range does not save to your, whatever you call this, your render queue when you add something to it. So that's the mistake I made. So I'm gonna hit I right here, come here, go back a frame so it doesn't end on a black screen, hit O. And what is this? Choosing a stylist. So I'm just gonna call this stylist. And I'm gonna watch it back.
When choosing your stylist, you can always look them up on Instagram, or you can email or call to the salon for recommendation.
I like that. Okay, stylist. So add that to render queue. Perfect. Okay, so now I just click the top one. I can see this one was already done, so that's how I know where to start. Hold down shift and just click this, so it'll select everything between those two, just like on PC. And 8 sounds right, because I think there was 8 questions or 7 questions and then the intro, but I'm gonna go back and check. I can see at a glance, this is the beauty of having things color coded, how many questions I have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, should have 7, 5, 6, 7. And of course this is the intro, so that's perfect. So I'm just gonna hit render 8. I'm just gonna spectate, and sure enough, I can see it jumping from section to section as I go through. You know, I did these in a janky order, but I can see that it's rendering everything properly. Like it's going from one section at a time. You can see there I did it a little bit out of order by accident. But look at that, it's already done, which is sick. So now that I have that, I can go into my Explorer. Actually, I don't even have to do that. I'm gonna pull up my massive app here and send these, everything I did here. Okay, so I can't do this here. What I'm gonna do, I have those 3 selected. But what I'm gonna do is create a new folder in my file explorer, in my Finder, I mean, for all of those videos to go into. Rox Bar and Hair Shop. Exports, new folder, FAQ. So I'm not sending in just a whole bunch of individual files. And then I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think these are all them. So just move those in here. And I'm going to call this FAQ verticals. Just to make it a little bit less confusing. So this is the full video, that's 1 minute and 20 long. So he's saying we're gonna cut it up instead. So the horizontal is still there from before, that was from 10 days ago. But now I can come into Massive, add a folder, click on this, open it. So now it'll zip that for me when it sends all these other ones. Send his email, type in him here. Just realized you can't see this, but that's fine. And now I'm gonna hit send. So that is en route to him. And I'm gonna send an email quickly that's just lets him know the status of that. think that's good. So I just wanted to make sure I sent him the notes, the note about the 2 different versions of that vertical video that I sent for the about video, or for the main brand video. I didn't really say anything about these FAQ videos. I should have said at least like, let me know if those are good or if that's suitable. But I think that's fine. I'm gonna hit Option X and just clear the in out, go back to edit here, Shift Z to just zoom out and look at everything, to get perspective on where I'm at. So I think we're pretty much done for those until we hear back. The last thing I need to do for this project until it's off my plate is just finish this video, which has already started. I've got all the ingredients here in here other than the B-roll, which I'm just gonna copy and paste from both the brand videos. So actually, let me just do that real quick. So all of these shots from the groomsmen party, I'm gonna copy over. All these purple shots. So another reason you color code things. This, I just color code my B-roll purple every time. Copy that over. Process. I'm just gonna Command V it in here somewhere, and I'll figure out where to put it later. And I had other clips that I used in my FAQ video. I guess these were mostly the same shots, okay, so first I got to listen back to this and just see if it flows together well, and then I'm actually, okay, before I do that too, I'm just gonna copy paste this set of 2 videos from here, so I can copy and paste the color grade. I could do this within the color page, but I just like to have it in the timeline with me so that I know which versions are old and which are new, kind of thing. Man. Oh, man.
We do require.
It's coming in. I'm actually gonna go get some water really quick. I need to just stretch my legs and walk for a minute anyway, so I will be back just a minute. So I'm actually just gonna go for a quick walk real quick. Yeah, I'll be right back. Just get some sunlight. I've been needing to do that and just get a little bit active just to reset the mental a bit. Listen to a quick meditation and reset myself, recenter myself, and then I will be right back.